Good morning. This is the second week where I'm not waiting until the last minute to film this video. High five. So today I will be making cannoli little cups and the cannoli filling, obviously, because can you buy that? So today,
guacamole. And make sure you're dabbing on them haters.
I will be making cannoli cups as well as the cannoli cream, and I'm making everything from scratch, so wish me luck. This is probably going to take a while, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so for the cannoli cups, you will be needing 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2.5 tablespoons of granulated sugar, which is back here, cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of it, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 pinch of nutmeg, which is optional, half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of butter, which is going to be melted, an egg, and 6 to 8 tablespoons of apple juice or grape juice, and 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, or as a substitute for the 2 of those, you could just use about 10 tablespoons of sweet marsala wine. Okay, so you are meant to use a food processor for this, but our food processor was given to us as a gift, and when I went to go use it, it does not work. So I will just be doing everything by hand and hope for the best that works just as well. I know that it's not going to be as quick or as efficient as a food processor, but here's hoping. Okay, so in here I have all of my dry ingredients. So I have the flour, the sugar, salt, cocoa powder, cinnamon, and the pinch of nutmeg. So now what you will have to do is just mix it all together. If you do have a food processor, then go ahead and put it in there, but since I do not, I will be folding it into each other by hand. Okay, so now you need to pour in your 1/4 cup of melted butter, which actually ends up equaling half like a stick of butter, and start mixing that in. So for this part, I am switching to a whisk instead of the other thing. Okay, so now that you have blended in your butter, you need to mix your egg in there as well. Okay, so before I said that if you have marsala wine that you could just do 10 tablespoons of it or something like that, because that is that's like what the recipe asks for if you're going to do it with juice and white vinegar. But I just reread like what it said at the top, and it said that in order to like use the marsala wine instead, you just need to use half a cup of it. So I'm going to pour that in right now and mix that together as well. Okay, so I actually think that this is what it's supposed to look like, and I'm so proud of myself because, once again, doubted myself at the beginning, but no longer, my friends. So now I need to divide the dough into 2 pieces and shape it into a ball and transfer it to a resealable bag. Should have opened the bags first, you know? So I just started doing what I was supposed to be doing for the filling without actually filming it. So in here, I already have the 12 ounces of ricotta cheese and the 8 ounces of mascarpone cheese. How do you pronounce that word? whatever it's called, the other kind of cheese. And in a mixing bowl, which this is, you have to use a rubber or silicone spatula to blend together the two cheeses. So that is what I am doing right now. At least I think that is what I am doing right now. Okay, so I put in here the half a cup of powdered sugar that is needed. So now I just need to fold it in. Why is it not folding? Am I folding correctly is the question. Okay, so I finished up the filling mixture. So now I need to cover it and put it in the fridge for 30 minutes to an hour. I don't think it's been an hour since I put the other stuff in the fridge, so I'm gonna work on a project that I have to do for now, and then I will be back to roll it out and put it in the oven. Okay, so I am currently preheating the oven to 400 degrees, and I'm going to take out, I think, both of the little balls of dough to start evenly flattening them out and then cutting them into the little circles that are gonna go into here. So I have already cleaned my surface just before, so now I am going to sprinkle a little bit of flour onto it so then I could roll everything out. This is very close to my laptop because I need to read. Sleep this over here. I am going to do one at a time because I feel like that's just going to be a whole lot easier. Okay, and then it said that I need a little bit of flour on top too. So let me do that. That's a lot.
I always spank my dough. Who's your daddy?
You're not my dad!
So this is what we're working with. I don't have a biscuit cutter like it asks for. So I am going to be using this cup, which looks like it's about 2.5 inches. So I guess, I don't even know if you could see that one. Right now I'm taking the little circle things and putting them inside of a mini muffin tin. And pressing down the sides until it is completely even all around. And it says not to grease it, so that is why I am not greasing it. But I'm gonna do that and I'll be back. So this was only half of the mixture from before. I still haven't done the other one. I might make the other one later, but right now you are going to take this. You should have already preheated your oven to 400 degrees. So you're going to put this in there for 11 to 13 minutes. I'm probably going to do 11, check on it, and then if it needs a little bit longer, then I'm going to put it for the other 2 minutes. Before you do that, it just says to spray the tops with vegetable oil. No, wait. Oh, vegetable oil cooking spray. So I bought that yesterday. I'm going to do that, very quickly, and then I will put them into the oven. Okay, so the cannoli shell, I guess, is in the oven right now. Once it gets to about 5 minutes left, I'm going to take out the cream, and I'm actually going to just put it into a Ziploc bag, cut the end off, because it says that you're supposed to you can use a piping bag with a piping tip, but I do not have that. I have this like little piping syringe thing, but like everything just gets stuck in it. I'm shaking so much. Okay. Everything just gets stuck in it and it doesn't necessarily work. So I'm just gonna use a pipe, I'm gonna like DIY a piping bag, if you will. I'm going to, what is that? I don't know how I just got flour on my face, but it's fine. This is like the little syringe thing that I have, but I am just going to use the tip from here and put it at the end of a bag. This is the tip I am going to use. Don't know if you could see that. I'm gonna put this back on here and this back in here. This is so cute, but not what I need right now. So you just cut like the end of a Ziploc bag off. I'm gonna like barely do it. Like that's more than enough. Take this, put it in here like that. Nice and snugly, like so. Okay, and you are going to take your mixture and put it in here. I'm just gonna be using a spoon, and I'm also not gonna put the entire thing in here just because I didn't make all of the batter for the actual shells. So I'm gonna need a little bit left over, probably. So I put everything on like my little DIY cooling rack. This is from my toaster, and this is just a baking sheet. So this little guy got a little burnt because it was not burnt, but just toasty. Maybe a little burnt. This was like the last little bit of dough that I had that I kind of just like put together and hoped for the best with. The first few that I made are a little thick, like thick with 3 C's, if you know what I mean. These ones, the ones that I like made in the middle where I rolled it out a little bit more, were like came out a little bit better. Like they're not squishy, but some of these, like the edges of them are. They're already pretty cool because it just took me a while to get it out of the, whatchamacallit, out of the mini muffin tin. So I'm just gonna like wait a few more minutes, and then I'm going to just put them on top of the cookie sheet, sorry, and ice them on there. On the website that I was looking at, it says that you could like dip the edges of them in chocolate. I might do that for a few of them just so it could look kind of cute. Little cups, I have regular chocolate chips in here and white chocolate chips in here. I'm gonna melt them in the microwave and in like 30-second intervals, stir between so that it doesn't get burnt. And then I'm gonna dip the little tops of the cannoli cups in alternatively, not all of them, but just some of them will be, like the tops of it will be dipped. And I also have like the cupcake gems and like little sugar things. So for me, whenever I try to melt white chocolate, it never actually melts correctly and kind of just like lumps up and is gross. But, so I'm just gonna scrap the white chocolate idea altogether. Good thing I didn't waste that much of it because it melted really weirdly. I'm gonna continue with the regular chocolate and the sugar and leave some without that and maybe just sprinkle a little bit of powdered sugar on top just for taste and appearance, I presume. And then when I start doing the piping, I'll be back. Okay, so now it is time to start piping the cream into it. Product. It looks pretty good. Still haven't tasted it yet. I'm just gonna eat lunch first really, really quickly and then grab one of them. Okay, now it is time to try one. I'm gonna go with just the regular powdered sugar one. It's like actually good. I'm proud of myself. Are you supposed to be capable of like putting the whole thing in your mouth at once? Because I am not. So realistically, if I leave all of these here, they're probably not going to get eaten. Kind of like how there's still 2 cookies left over there. So I'm going to bring them to church again and force my friends to try them. Hey guys, so it is the end of the day. I am editing the video right now, and I recorded like my friends' reactions at church to the cannoli cups. And the reactions like in total were 6 minutes, and it's like just like a straight video of me moving from one person to the other. So if I add it at the end of this video, it's gonna be like almost 23 minutes long, and I feel like that's just like a ridiculously long video. And the day of, like when I was shopping for the food and stuff, I vlogged a little bit, so I might do that as like a completely separate video and then just link it down below so then you could check it out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. If you do try it out, just let me know. I'm gonna also put all the ingredients like in the description down below just in case it wasn't clear in the video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye!